Alright, loading guide. User guide US Timble. Individual loads are applied with the model with the load toolbar. The same toolbar is used with creating load case combinations, also accessing Win and Seismatic Wizard. Load toolbar. The group listed above the display with the toolbar in 2D and 3D view is active. In another view, in any other view is active with the panel loads, member loads, structural loads, validated groups are hidden. Structure group. The structure group contains the following commands. Load cases, which shows the command opens load dialog at a load case page. Is the same dialog you can create either load case or combination envelopes. See, working with load cases, a combination. The command opens the load dialog box with the combination page. The same dialog box to create load case combination envelopes. The envelope, the command opens the load dialog box at envelopes page. Same dialog you can create either load case or combination envelopes or envelopes. Updated load pattern. Load patterns have been applied with the building geometry. Loading is subsequently modified to ensure the load patterns reflect these changes required to update the pattern when clicking on this button. Your Win load group. Win load group contains the following commands. Win wizard. The Win wizard dialog is used to define the information required in order to calculate the Win loading on the structure. The Win wizard requires at least one panel, wall panel, roof panel to have it defined before it becomes available. Updated zones. It's necessary to change the roof type. If necessary to change the roof type of your structure. If you alter your structure dimensionally, then the changes to the existing wind zone do not occur automatically. This is intentionally since you may wish to make subsequent alterations before recalculating the zoning. Once you have completed the change of the updated zone button is used to incorporate change recalculate zoning details. What happens if I make changes to the model? Win load cases. Win load cases dialog is used to define the detail of each win load case. See, how do I find win load cases? How do I add new win load cases? How to delete win load cases? Delete win model. Delete the win model previously defined using the Win wizard. See, working with Win wizard. Decomposition of the command. Either the decomposed loads varies from one-way or two-way slabs onto supporting members. See, working with Win wizard. The snow load group. The snow load group the following command. Snow wizard. Snow wizard dialog is automatically automate snow load case generation. How do I run Snow Wizard? Snow Wizard is not currently available in Indian and Australian and British Standard Snow Code variations. Uniform Snow. Uniform snow loads are applied manually. How do I manually apply with uniform snow load? Valley snow loads are applied manually. How do I manually apply valley snow loads? Local drift snow. Local drift snow loads are applied manually. How do I manually apply local drift snow loads? Update snow loads. See, update snow loads. Delete snow loads. Delete snow model data previously defined using Snow Wizard. See, delete snow. Seismic load group. Seismic load group contains the following commands. Seismic wizard. Wizard can be run to define the parameters required for the determining seismatic load cases of the structure. Working with seismatic loads. Horizontal spectrum is generated by the seismic wizard. The button display with the resulting spectrum from either direction 1, direction 2, choice of the direction made with the property windows. And delete seismic, it has an X button, deletes all seismic data entered with the seismic wizard along horizontal spectrum, seismic load cases, and seismic load combinations. Decomposition group. The decomposition group contains the following command. Decomposition button. The command is used to decompose load with one or two-way slabs on the supporting members. Panel load groups. Panel load groups contain the following point load. The command is used to apply point load to any other panel. Line load. Command is used to apply line load to any other panel. Point loads and line loads can only be applied in 2D views, not 3D. The patch load. The command used to apply the patch load to any panel. The patch loads can only be applied to 2D views, not 3D. Polygon load. The command is used to apply a polygon load to any of the panel. Polygon loads can only be applied in 2D views, not 3D. Perimeter load. The command used to apply with the load around the external perimeter and all the slabs given level. Variable patch load. A command used to apply variable patch load to any of the panel. Variable patch loads can only be applied in 2D views, not 3D. Area load. The command used to apply the area load to any other panel. Area loads entirely cover the individual panel. Variable area load. The command used to apply a variable area load to any of the panel area loads entirely cover in an individual panel. Level load. The command is used to apply level load to all slabs with the current level. Slab load. The command used to apply slab load to all slab panels to constitute individual slabs. Members load groups. The member load groups contain the following commands. Full UDL. The command usually applied to apply full UDL into a member of the beam, column, or brace, etc. The UDL, this command is to apply UDL to a member, beam, column, brace, etc. And VDL column, you can apply VDL to all of the member, beam, column, brace, etc. Trapezoidal load, the command you can apply with trapezoidal load with a member, beam, column, or brace, etc. Point load commands you can apply point load to a member, beam, column, brace, etc. Momentum load commands apply to momentum load, member, beam, column, brace, etc. Torsional full UDL command used to apply the torsional full UDL member, beam, column, brace, etc. Torsional UDL command is used to apply the full torsion of UDL to a member, beam, column, or brace, etc. Torsional VDL command used to apply the torsional VDL to a vertical to member, beam, column, brace, etc. Structural load groups. Member load groups contain the following commands. Nodal load, the command used to apply the nodal load to a solver node. Temperature load, command used to apply the temperature load, a global rise temperature to an individual element panels, selected element panels, and to element panels. And settlement load, the command used to apply settlement load, a translation or rotation to a support. Validate, the button. Validate, the description of the command is used to check with the perform model validated checks. Working with load cases, applying loads for the defined within the load case. If each load case can be assigned one of the following load types: self-weight excluding slabs, self-weight excluding slabs, slab wet, slab dry, dead live, roof live, wind, snow, snow drift, temperature, settlement, seismic. Loading dialog, load case page. The loading dialog page is defined in load cases. Shows loading box, load cases, combination envelopes, and load case type, calculation, automatic, included, generator, live load, reduction, pattern load, OK, cancel, add, copy, delete, or sort. Load case panel. Within this pane, click the load case main branch to view the summary of the table of load cases on the right hand side above. Click individual load case to view, edit specific selected load cases. Click one load case name sub branch to editing sets of the load case selected. Load case summary table. Load case title. Click the edit individual load case names. Type. Select the type of the drop list. Calculate. Automatically select the load self-weight load case calculated automatically. Include generator. Select the load case included the automatically generated combinations. Live load reductions. Live load, when selected, the live load reductions will apply to the load case. Pattern load. When selected, pattern load will be applied to the load case. Individual load cases. Name. Click edit the load case title. Included generated combinations. Selected the load case including automatic generated combinations. Automatic loading when selected. Loads the self-weight load case calculated automatically. Prior to brittle finishes percentage. Dead load type, specify the percentage of the dead load applied prior to brittle finishes. Reductions. Live load type, select the reductions applied to the load case. Pattern load, when selected, pattern loading will be applied for the load case. Long-term percentages. For live load types, a portion of the load is identified as long-term. The default is a third. 33%. The determined serviceability alignment state with a proper proportion of the load is achieved with the conjunction of long-term modular rate of concrete when and what portion with a short-term modular ratio of the design composite steel beams. Category imposed load type, select the category from the drop list. Combination factors specify the PSI factors appropriate to the load case. Buttons. Okay, the load case display the load case pane, load case summary table as above. Combination display the loading dialog combination page. Envelopes display the loading dialog envelopes page. Close. Okay, close the dialog box and save changes. Cancel, close the dialog box without saving changes. Add a new load case. How do I create a load case? Copy selected load case. Delete selected copy. Sort, renumber the load case sequentially in a load case summary table, moving any gaps in the number. How do I create a new load? How do I create a load case? When creating a new model, self-weighting excluding slab load case is automatically created. You cannot access the load case as a load continually automatically calculated from the objects in your structure. The three further load cases are defined. Although initially empty, but you must define the loading in each of these manually. You must also certainly need to create other load cases containing loads of the building when it's in. One, quick load cases. This will display the load dialog load case page, listing current load cases that will have been defined. 2, click add to create a new load case. Press 3. Enter the load case title and choose its type. Choose whether it should be included with the load combinations automatically generated. 5. Click OK to create the load case. 6. Your new load case will appear in a list of load cases available in the loading drop-down list. How do I indicate reductions applied to the live and imposed load cases? When you create a load case of the type of live, the option provided to allow the live load reduction calculated in a core production percentage is specified in the model setting. This option is not provided if the type is a roof live. To activate reductions, expose existing imposed load cases, click load cases. This will display the load dialog load cases page listing on the current load cases which have been defined. Select the live load case with the reductions that are to be applied, provided the type of live reduction checkbox is displayed on the checkbox. Select reductions, click OK to close the dialog. How do I renumber all load cases? Load cases are deleted loading dialog. Remaining load cases retain their original load case number. To renumber remaining load cases sequence with no gaps. Right-click load case branches loading tab of the project workspace. From right-click, choose the remaining number. How do we add loads into a load case? Loads can be defined with either in 2D or 3D view depending on the load type. Loads cannot be defined in solver view or a solver model data view. Alright, working with combinations. Combination allow the assembly sets the load cases applying appropriate factor for the strength and serve the condition. These factors are specific to the design code that is being worked to. Combinations fall into 5 types of numbers options which are available for each of these types. Are combination type description, active and inactive strength and service. We have the combination type construction stage. Description only required to design composite beams. Active and inactive not applicable. Strength not applicable. Service not applicable. Gravity. Description consists of gravity loaded to only self-weight, dead and slab, dry, slab, wet, live, roof, live, and snow. Active in on and off. Strength on and off. And service on and off. Your lateral combination type of addition with a gravity load contains lateral loads due to notational loads or winds, and your active and inactive strength and service are both on and off. Seismic consists of gravity and lateral loads as well as seismic load cases, and active is on, active and inactive is on and off. Strength is on and service is not applicable. Vibration masses. Combination type. Only if required vibration analysis is performed. Active and inactive on and off, and strength and service are not applicable. Active and inactive switches the combination on and off, analyzes design and vibration. The strength of the column does not take the combination as active, it is not assessed for the design. Service. If the service column does not take the combination as active, the combination is not assessed for the deflection. Loading and dialog combination page. The loading dialog is used to define load combinations and shows a loading in the combinations. Show the design combination title, the camber, class, active, standard, strength. Shows OK, cancel, add, copy, delete, and sort, and generate. Combinations pane. When work within this pane, you can click the combination main branch, view the summary table, all the combination right-hand side as above. Click one of the combination name sub-branch to edit setting of the combination selected. Combination summary table, design combination title. Click edit individual combination names. Camber. If camber has been applied to any steel beams, a portion of the deflection, this box is used to specify the combination camber calculation should be base class. Select the class for the drop list. Active, switch the combination on or off for any analyst design. Strength. The strength box does not take the combinations active. If the strength box does not take the combinations active, it is not assessed for the design. If service. If the service box does not take the combinations active, the combination is not assessed for the deflection. Buttons. Load case click displays load dialog load case page. Combination displays combination pages above. Envelope load casing dialog envelopes page. Close the original. OK. Close the dialog box. Saves changes. Cancels dialog without saving. Add adds a new combination. Copy copies the selected combination. Delete deletes the selected combination. And generate runs the load combination generator. How do I generate load combinations automatically? The easiest way to create load combinations, generate them automatically. If the construction stage combination is required, it should be created manually. Click load combination. This will display the load dialog combination page listing any of the current combinations with a defined. Click generate. Initiate with the combination generator. Select initial parameters as required. Then click next. Depending on the number of combination types when requested initial parameters page, one or more of the pages combination are generated. View each of these and click the next from previous buttons. Amend if required. Click finish to save the load combination. Your new load combination will now appear in the list of combinations available in the loading drop list. Review the factors options have been applied. Select the combination name from the list for the left side of the dialog box. How do we create load combinations manually? Load combinations can be created manually if required, with the default factor being used for each of the load case added with the combination. Click load combination. This will play the loading dialog combination page listing in the current combination, whichever the defined. 2. Click add to create with a new combination. 3. Enter the combination title. Choose the class. Choose either whether it should be active. Choose the string combination. If the string combination, choose the service combination. Click the combination name in the left-hand panel dialog display. Service load case. Select each load case during the included. Click the right arrow button to copy the into the combination. Click OK to save the load combination. Your new load combination will now appear and limit the list of combinations available in the load drop-down list. Review factors options have been applied. Redisplay the loading dialog box. Select the combination name from the list of the left side of the dialog box. How to create a vibration mask combination. Click load and then go to combination. Display the load dialog combination page listing any of the current combinations have been defined. Click add to create a new combination. Enter combination title. Choose vibration mask from class drop down list. Each combination name left hand panel of the dialog. Review amend load cases included. Click the Applied Mask tab to set the directions to be considered. If required, to specify the level below the which mask can be ignored. Click the second order effects tab to define the amplifier to be applied. Click OK to save the load combination. Unit 8, your new load combination will appear a list of combinations available in load drop-down lists. How to renumber all the combinations. Combinations are delete a loading dialog. Remaining combination pertaining original number to renumber the remaining combinations in sequence with no gaps. Right-click the combination branch and load tab on the project workspace. 2. Right-click and then choose the read number. Working with envelopes. Envelopes allow you to view and analysis result of the multiple combinations at the same time, with the max positive and negative values being displayed along each member for any of the combinations included in the envelope. If you define a pattern load combinations, you only need to include the base case of the pattern combination in the envelope. All pattern combinations derived with the base case are automatically included. Gravity, lateral, and seismic combination classes can also be included in the same envelope. Seismic RSA combinations should not be included in the envelope. The result cannot currently be displayed. Loading dialog envelope page. Loading dialog page can be defined in envelope. Shows envelopes, loading dialog, design, title, add, upgrade, cancel, add, copy, delete, and sort. Envelopes pane. Within the panes, you can click envelopes main branch, view a summary table of the envelopes on the right hand side above. Click one envelope name of the sub branch to edit settings for the envelope selected. Envelope summary table to design the envelope type. Title, click the edit individual envelope names button. Load case displayed loading dialog load case page. Combination displays the loading dialog combinations page. Envelope displays envelope page as above. OK, close the dialog and save changes. Cancel, close the dialog and save changes. Adds a new envelope. Copy the selected envelope and deletes the selected envelope. How to create an envelope. Envelopes are created manually if required as follows. Click load envelope. This will display the load dialing envelope page listing any of the current envelopes that have been defined. Click add to create the new envelope. Enter the envelope title. Click the envelope name left hand panel with the dialog display the available combinations. Select any of the combination turn included. Click the right away with a button to copy them and develop envelope. Click OK to save the envelope. Your new envelope will appear in a list of envelopes available in the loading drop down list. If you do not find pattern load combination, you can only include the base case pattern combination in the envelope. All pattern combinations derived with the base case are automatically included. Gravity, lateral, seismic combination classes can be included with the same envelope. Seismic RSA combination should not include with the envelope's result cannot currently be displayed. Alright, working with the load patterns. Factors the load unloaded spans for the patterns when pattern loading is applied with the live loads or specific design codes being worked to. Overview load patterns, basic step of the loading pattern process. 5. There are live loads patterning profit the Tekla structural designers applied as follows. Firstly, you must set the individual live load code cases to be patterned as required. These are all full loaded pattern load cases. See how do I impose load cases to be patterned. 2. Next, set the gravity combination containing load case of pattern as required. accept these base case of the pattern combinations. How we set the combination to be pattern. Which pattern is set above the afterload decomposition building analysis will automatically show up with the pattern case for concrete beams direction 1 and direction 2 directions. 10 pattern case the beams live load on and off spans each pattern gravity combination. 5 beams for the direction 1, 5 beams for the direction 2. Pattern cases are also set up with continuous steel beams for the option if they had been achieved. Have been activated in model settings and loading C pattern load cases. By default, only beam loads and slab loads have been decomposed to the beam within their pattern load implied for the mesh slabs should manually be patterned using engineering judgment. This is achieved by the toggling load status for the updated load patterns. How do I update load patterns? Clarification slab and beam load patterns application rules. Slab loads patterning only applies with two-way slabs having a mesh and solver model. i.e., the FE chase down analysis and 3D analysis where the two-way slabs are set as mesh. This means the slab load pattern setting has no effect on one-way spanning slabs, two-way slabs not mesh in 3D analysis because the slab loads are being decomposed to the beams and walls prior to creation of the solver model. Two-way slabs of the grill age chase down analysis. Again, the slab loads are being decomposed to the beams of wall prior to the creation of the solver model. Consequently, 3D analysis, grill age chase down analysis. When the beam is set to full load, will receive the full decomposed load with adjacent unmeshed two-way slabs, or respectively, whether the slabs themselves are set to full load or minimum load. When the beam is set to the minimum load, it will receive the decomposed load adjacent from the unmeshed two-way slabs, irrespective of whether the slabs themselves are full load or minimum load. How do I set imposed load to be pattern? Loading pattern is only applied to the live load cases combination that have it individually set to be pattern. Click load cases. This will apply the loading dialog load case page. Select the live load case name of the pattern from the list of the left side of the dialog. The factors option is applied with the display with the dialog. Ensure pattern load is option is selected. Click OK. How do I set the combination to be pattern? Only gravity combinations can be considered with pattern load. Lateral and seismic combinations do not consider pattern load. Click load combination. This will display load dialog combination listing any of the current combinations have been defined. Select the combination to be pattern from the list of the left side of the dialog. These factors options have been applied with the display with the dialog box. Ensure the pattern option is selected. Click OK. You can, if you wish, pattern load every if you wish, you can, if you wish, pattern to load it for every gravity combination. However, you should be aware that it could create many additional combinations. Pattern load cases. 5 load patterns are fully loaded. Pattern 1, hit and miss, pattern 1. Pattern 2, miss, pattern 2. Pattern 3, hit and miss. And pattern 4, hit, miss, hit. Pattern 4. Pattern 5, miss, hit, hit. Pattern 5. An effective pattern combination containing pattern and live load can result in 11 combinations of base case combination, 10 pattern combination derived from it. The building geometry loading is subsequently modified to ensure the load patterns or reflect change of the required updated pattern loads. There are not separate pattern combinations of beams and slabs. This is just one set, 10 pattern combinations associated full load pattern combinations. How do I update load patterns? Beam loaded patterns are commonly automatic process. The only way you can influence whether the beam is subject to full or minimum load by adding continuous beam lines. Conversely, slab loading pattern is a completely manual process. Hence, the slab load pattern is required for the slab design purposes. You've required to manually update load patterns engineering judgment. To manually specify the slab load pattern, click load and update load patterns. The property window select each for the pattern and turn review of the loading status of the beam slabs. 3. Click the slab and toggle load status. Working with WinWizard. WinWizard is used to automate the wind modeling process. The user database for the appropriate, depending on the wind code, determine the appropriate wind details for the structural location, calculate the appropriate wind loading detail for it when in accordance with the chosen wind code. WinWizard is not currently available. The AS 1170.2 wind code variant. Having defined the wind direction in which we are interested, appropriate zones of the roof, the walls of the structure automatically calculated. You can set the type of each roof to achieve the correct zoning and can tailor the zoning into an account for the particular feature with more detail if required. And for the wind modeling process, automatically define standard wind load cases for base and usually internal pressure coefficients to define load case information yourself. In both cases, appropriate wind pressure is calculated on each zone. You can then combine the wind load cases into design combinations in its usual way. You will find the determination wind speed, the pressures in the zones, in the rigorous, but final wind loads adopted are your responsibility. Running the WinWizard. Wind Wizard is run to define the information required for the wind analysis of the structure. The use of the information automatically determine the wind zone and external pressure coefficients of the roof and the walls. How do I run Wind Wizard? The Wind Wizard requires at least one wall panel and or roof panel to have been defined before it becomes available. The Wind Wizard guide have then processed defining information that is required in order to calculate the loading of the structure. Click load, go to Wind Wizard. Wind Wizard appropriate select for the loading code will start. You can use the pages to define the necessary information. Run through the various pages of Wind Wizard. Click next. When you reach the end of the Wind Wizard, click next. Bottom will change to finish. Click the button to terminate the Wind Wizard. After running Wind Wizard, the roof and the wall zones can be reviewed for each wind direction. How do I apply with a new wind direction? Simply run Wind Wizard again. You'll find that all existing details are maintained, so you can simply add a new direction result page. Also, you need to add new wind load case design combination. Incorporate the wind load with a new direction in your calculations. How do I delete a wind direction? Simply run the Wind Wizard. You'll find that all the existing details are maintained. You can delete the line of the direction no longer required of the results page. You can also remove the update of the wind load case design combination, remove the details wind direction, that remove the calculations. How to detail the entire wind model. Occasionally you may require to delete the entire wind model and start with a wind modeling process from scratch. One quick load, delete wind. All previously defined wind directions, wind load cases are removed. Viewing wind zones and wind zone loads. After wind model has been established, Wind Wizard graphically display the wind zones, loading apply with a particular wind direction, opening with the appropriate wind view. Alright, zone load toolbar. Zone load toolbar contains the following commands and the button in the description. Button on the left and the description on the right. Wind direction. The control of the U of the switch between the wind and with the directions displayed with the active wind view. Wind zones graphically display the wind zone information from the current direction, and zone loads graphically display the zone load information from the current direction. Roof type graphically displays the roof type. A standard table number graphically displays the standard table, the number cross breadth graphically displays crosswind breadth. Multi-bay graphically displays multi-bay information. Name graphically displays the wind zone name. VE vertical efficiency, negative efficiency, CPA graphically displays vertical CPE values for the zone. Positive graphically displays vertical efficiency CPE value zone. Net pressure graphically displays the net pressure in the zone. Area graphically displays the area in zone on net pressure diagrams. Applied load graphically displays applied load in zone on the net pressure diagram. CPI graphically displays CPI in the zones of the net pressure diagram. CPE graphically displays CPE zones on the net pressure diagram. And beneficial head code, Eurocode, and BS zones have been manually set to beneficial liability accordingly and shown with reduced net pressure. How do I open a wind view? Wind views are only available in Wind Wizard. Have also been run to establish wind model. In order to view wind views, loading of the apply with a particular wind direction, you have to first open all of the appropriate wind views on the wind tab of the project workspace. Right click wind direction which you are interested in. 2 click open view with the context menu. Simultaneously open choose window direction view. Switches to zone load ribbons from where you can review the wind zone data graphically. How do I view wind zones? Open the wind direction view with a show of the detail of the wind direction which you are interested. Check show over the wind zone. Wind direction view show over the zones apply with the structure from the wind direction. How do I edit wind zones? 01. Open the wind direction view show over the detail of the wind direction which you are interested from the wind tab of the project workspace. Expand all wall zones and roof zones branch of the wind direction in question. If you require branch, right click the panel containing the zone to be edited with the show over the edit zones. Initial of the dialog show over the automatically calculated value of a particular wind zone. You can change these zone by zone basis with removing the text against the standard. Make the edits required for the dialog box. Click OK. How to review wind zone loads? Once you have defined your load cases, you can view the wind zone loading it's generated when that is generated. Open the wind direction view, show the detail of the wind direction in which you are interested. You click show zone loads, loading drop list, particular wind load cases which you are interested in. List of wind load cases. Wind direction view, show the loads of the apply of the structure from this load case and wind direction. How do I find wind direction load case? How do I change wind zone load? Change wind zone load. Open the wind direction view view show the detail of the wind direction in which you are interested. Click the zone load show the group. In the load drop-down list particular wind load case. If you are interested, list wind load case wind direction view show the loads applied with the structure from the load case of the wind direction. Click particular zone that you want to change. You'll see the wind load zone data dialog. You show the dialog show the automatically calculated view for the particular wind zone. You can change with the zone by zone basis should be proved necessary. In order to make change the automatically calculated values, you must first remove the check against the default values, determine the load of the beneficial load box that may become active, and enter the detail of the require these values. Once the settings meet your approval, click OK, and zone will update and show the results of the change beneficial. When working with Eurocodes, by checking the box of the net pressure of the such load that reduced to 0, the clause 7122 note B, or reduces working on the BS 63992. Working on the BS 63992 by checking the net pressure of the such load is reduced by 40%. What happens if I make changes to the model? If necessary to change with the roof of the wall of the structure, either because you have the face of the wall, the type of the roof, or the alter the structure dimensionally with the change of the existing wind zones do not occur automatically. Intentionally, since you may wish to do subsequent alteration before recalculating zoning, once you've completed the change, simply incorporate the recalculated zoning details, make changes to the required of the model. If you can see existing zoning information, the information removed from any walls or roof modified to reinstate the zoning, click load, update zones. The window zone wind zoning calculations run in the background. Once they've completed, the new zoning layout structure will be shown. If you define your own zone layout on the roof of the wall, you make changes to the roof of the wall. Existing zones will be maintained and responsible to update with it appropriately. Wind load case definition is not practical to automatically determine the critical combinations thus required with the wind load case for the control of the generation wind load cases manually. How to define wind load cases? Once you've defined basic wind data model with the calculated wind zoning, once the wind wizard define when the wind load cases you want to investigate, click load case wind load cases. Use the wind load case dialog box to add the detail of each of the wind load cases individually. Alternatively, with the select of the generated standard wind load case for the wind direction, define wind wizard, and then click OK. If you want to use the auto option, that you must do this before you have defined any other wind load cases. Only wind load cases this auto is unavailable. How do I add new wind load cases? Once you've defined load cases, easier matter to create additional ones, and if you want require. Click load case, wind load case. With the wind load cases dialog, click add create line with a new load case at the table of the wind load case. Enter the appropriate details directly in the line. Read steps 2 and 3 with each load case you wish to create. Once you list the load case complete, click OK wind load case dialog box. Do not forget to update, augment the design combinations, take account for the new wind load cases. How do I delete wind load cases? Once you've defined wind load cases, it is an easy matter to delete one of these no longer required. Click load wind load case dialog box. Click line relating to the wind load case you want to delete. Click delete permanently deletes the wind load case. Press repeat steps 2 and 3 with each load case you wish to delete. Once your list of load cases is complete, close the wind load case dialog box. Do not forget to update design combinations to account with the wind load cases you've deleted. Working with a simple wind loading method with the alternatively use the wind wizard allows you to input wind loads directly without having to construct the wind model. In the action of the simple wind, you must first create the select of the load case in which the simple wind loads are to be added. How to manually create a load case? A simple wind load case. Click load your load cases. The load case dialog box. Add a new load case. Give it an appropriate name. Give it a type and set the wind. The type is set as wind, and then click OK. How do I create simple wind load? Ensure the 3D structure view, not in 2D view. Load and tooling bar. Select the manually created load case by the type of the wind, not one that has automatically created by a wind wizard. Simple wind command shows now available to load simple wind. Click to define the start point of the load width. And define the end point of the load width. Simple wind loading dialog display with the U of the define the wind load profile of the width and specify the height of the building. Initial defaults enable you to specify a single area loaded to the lowest level of the building up and highest level containing the rigid diaphragm. To enter the area load, require create the set profile up to the height of the building, and the buttons right over the dialog specify the level of the load change so that it does not coincide with the actual level of the building. Enter load required at each level. Once your load is complete, click OK to close the dialog box. Load does not have to begin at the lowest level of the building, If you have one or more levels below the ground, you can simply adjust the value of the lowest level of the dialog. How do I edit simple wind load vertical properties? Simple wind dialog is displayed. Existing simple wind load is file with double click anywhere with the graphical representation simple wind load. How do I edit simple wind load width? Select the simple wind load to be edited. The load becomes highlighted. Two nodes of the define the load width that are shown. Select one of the two nodes, then click the new location for the node. Load is regenerated between the two nodes. Working with the Snow Wizard. For both ASC E7 and Eurocode snow codes variations, Snow Wizard can be used to automate snow load codes generation. The wizard running in order to set up the basic snow data load, snow load cases, snow loads within the ballast undrift, snow load cases, snow loads drift, and snow load cases are not set up automatically, but they're therefore manually applied. Snow Wizard is currently available for Indian, Australian, and British Standard snow code variants. How do I run Snow Wizard? Snow Wizard consists of two pages. First page, you have the defined basic data, chosen snow load coding. The second page, you have the set actual number of load case generated. Click the load in Snow Wizard. Snow Wizard is appropriate to selecting snow load coding will start. On the first page, define the basic data. Click next. On the second page, specify the load cases generated with the number of drift directions considered. Click finish to complete the Snow Wizard. After running Snow Wizard, the load cases have been set up that can be reviewed. Manually applying snow loads to snow load cases. Loads are balanced undrifted. Snow load cases are created automatically. The load and drift cases have to be applied to uniform snow, valley snow, or local drift snow loads. Snow loads are not appropriate to currently selected load cases are unavailable. How do they manually apply a uniform snow load? Select the required snow load case loading drop-down list from the snow load group on the ribbon. Select uniform snow. Review the load details displayed in the property windows. Adjust as necessary. Note the windward and leeward option, uniform loads, and unbalanced cases. Click anywhere with the relevant roof panel to apply the load. How do I manually apply valley snow load? Select the required snow load case, the loading drop list, snow load groups on the ribbon and valley. Select valley snow. Select the roof panel that identifies the left of the roof panel with the valley in which the load is to be applied, and right panel is automatically determined. Valley load is automatically calculated. The required override can be applied with a calculated load, selecting the load and selecting override load value property windows. If you rerun the Snow Wizard, any user overrides that have been applied are maintained. How do I manually apply local drift snow load? If not necessary to have the walls and ordered drift loads, you can create the drift again to the completely free edge of the roof panel if required. Select the required snow load case in the loading drop-down list. Snow load group is a ribbon with a local drift snow and property windows shoot the drift, SEP, or PART8 projection. Property windows define the appropriate height of and roof lengths for the drift. The review of the other load details displayed with the property windows adjustments necessary. Hover cursor over the required roof panel edge along with the drift will act when closed appropriately where the edge has become highlighted. Pick the load start position end in the panel. Pick the load end position. If you required user override applied with a calculated load, select the load and selecting override load value with property windows. If you rerun Snow Wizard, any user overrides have been applied with a maintain. How to apply user override in snow load? Overrides can be applied with the required snow load value, different lengths. Drift lengths, select the snow load into the property windows, check the appropriate override box, and enter the override value. If the rerun the Snow Wizard, any overrides have been applied or maintained. A note, graphical display of snow loads. Graphical displays loading magnitude rather than depth. The loading that is depicted that should be borne in mind when reviewing the loads they have been calculated on the structure, such as the low pitch value model shown below. Although above appears to indicate snow loading rising above the ridges, and because it is a magnitude will depict is not actually the case. Update snow loads. Having running Snow Wizard with the roof geometry, subsequently modified snow loads would need to be recalculated. Click Update Snow Loads on the load ribbon to achieve this. Delete snow. Occasionally you may have to require to delete the entire snow model. Start with the process from scratch. This is done by clicking Load Delete Snow. The basic data previously entered in the Snow Wizard is reset and load cases set up in the Snow Wizard are deleted. Working with seismic loads. And we're on 275.